Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Redstone Projects, and today we're going to be taking a look at a CutClean project that I've been working on. And if you don't know what CutClean means, it basically means that everything is automatically smelted for you. There are a couple other features other than smelting, like one has to do with flint. But first I'm gonna go and show you how it works. This basically eliminates furnaces from any game. If you ever played UHC or anything of the like, you may have played a CutClean game before, or you just know what it is. Right, so this is CutClean. Now, as you can see, I've got some gold ore and some iron ore and my diamond pickaxe, but I can't mine it yet because this is not yet active. Now, you can import this redstone onto any world using MCEdit, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. But when you import it, I suggest importing it at max building height all the way at the top, and then you just press this button, and it'll set up the entire CutClean. It'll set up all the scoreboard objectives, start the clock, and then it'll all work. So now, if I was to go into game mode 0, and I was to go ahead and break some of these things, you see I'd get an iron ingot and a little bit of XP, and iron ingot, a little bit of XP. And if I was to break the gold ore, as you can see, I would get gold ingot and a little bit more XP, because you know gold is rarer and it deserves a little more XP for its rarity. Now the same goes for animals. If I was to summon a pig like this, and I was to kill that pig like so, as you can see, it'll drop a cooked pork chop. Now you can see it as a raw pork chop for a second. Now the reason I could make it so that you can't see it as a raw pork chop, but that would involve the redstone working extremely fast, and for most computers and servers it makes it so there's block lag like crazy, and it basically grinds the block lag, so you have to break a block like 5 times before it'll break, and it's not very good at all. So I think putting up with a little bit of delay, but it's not really delayed since I can adjust the pickup delay and stuff. But anyway, now I'll show you how to import this on any world. And to do that, first I need to make a new world. Now if I was to go ahead and create a new world, and I would call it, say, CutClean Test. CutClean Test, exclamation point. I'll keep it in creative, and I'll just create that as it is. And so once this world is loaded, we can go ahead and open up MCEdit. As you can see, the world is now loaded. Still a bit laggy because it was just freshly loaded. But now all we need to do, we don't even need to look at these chords. All we need to do is import it above where the player is, because this is where the world spawn point is. And you need to import this where the world spawn is. Now you can change where that location is by doing a command called set world spawn. And basically in the set world spawn chunks around those chords, and I think it's like 4 or 5 chunk radius, those chunks will always be loaded. So even if you're 10,000 blocks out, this machine will work because these chunks are loaded. Now, if I was to build a redstone contraption 1,000 blocks out and then come over here, it wouldn't be working over here. Like, say if I had a command block that was constantly putting in the chat, "Hello, person," it wouldn't work because it was 1,000 blocks away, and when the chunks are unloaded, it no longer applies. But if you have a device in the spawn chunks, it'll work in the nether, in the end, and anywhere in the overworld. So with that out of the way, now I'm going to show you how to import this using MCEdit. So here we are in MCEdit. First I need to go ahead and open my world. Now you can either do that by clicking open a level, or just load world, and that thing will come up and it'll have a list of all your worlds. But because I have my worlds set up in different profiles so that I don't accidentally open a 1.7 world in 1.8 or 1.8 world in 1.7, I have it set up so that I have to that doesn't happen. So I have to open this, and you can't see, but right now there's a browser on my screen, and right now I'm browsing to my world .minecraft 1.8 saves. Now you want to open up the world folder, and now what did we call that world? I believe we called that world CutClean Test. I'm pretty sure anyway. So if you open that, you'll see a little file that says level. You want to click on that and click open. Now most of the time you won't need to do this, but yeah, it looks like this is the world. And this MCEdit version, yeah, this is the world. And this version of MCEdit still isn't updated to 1.7. I haven't seen if they have any updated versions of MCEdit, but yeah, basically you'll be in this mode first. Now if you hold right click, you can look around, and if you hold left click, you can select areas. Now I want to deselect those chunks, but anyway, you can use WASD to move around, and if you look down and press S, you'll go up. Now what you want to do is you want to find the world spawn, which you can either do by finding your player, which you're automatically teleported to when you join an MCEdit, or you can click move spawn point, and you can click go to spawn, and then you can click on the brush again, And then what you want to do is you want to get yourself up in the sky a little bit, but then you want to click on this thing that looks like a crane sort of thing, and it says import. Now when that comes up, again, there's a Windows browser on my screen, and what you need to do is you need to browse to the downloaded file of my CutClean test. It's a schematic file, and when you downloaded it, it should be in your downloads, and you just want to click on that. In this case, it'll be called CutClean schematic.schematic. Now, if you open that, as you can see, the schematic is now in my cursor, and I could put it anywhere in this world if I wanted to, just by left-clicking and then clicking import. But what I want to do is I want to hold right-click, press S to fly all the way up to max building height, and then wait until it stops, and then see how it stopped there. Now if I go forward, it'll go with me, but then I go back, and it'll stop at max building height. Now if I keep holding right-click, and then I press left-click, then I can let go of both mouse buttons, and now it's stuck in that location. So yeah, you can fly around it, you can see it, but now you need to click the button that says import. I would copy air, yes, and copy water, you don't need to do that, and don't copy biome, so just have copy air selected, and do not rotate any of these. This may ruin it. So you don't want to rotate any of them. That may ruin the entire thing. Just import it as it is at max building height, like so, and it'll import it. And then you want to do MCEdit and open that menu. Then you want to click save. Now it'll paste it and save the edits that you have done into your world. And now this is officially in your world. You can go ahead and click MCEdit and then close. And now if you want to, you can go ahead and exit MCEdit. Alright, we are back here in Minecraft, and so if we do /game mode 1, we can do /TP, and I'll teleport myself where I am 200 blocks up. And let's see what we got. Hey, look at this. How'd this thing get here? Ha, I wonder why. Anyway, yeah, that's the power of MCEdit. You can literally plop a castle in a world. You're building an adventure map, plop a castle in there that someone else builds. It's that easy. You build something you want other people to be able to just slap in a world. You can actually create schematics, and I may have a video all about MCEdit in the future about how you can select an area and create a schematic. As well as putting schematics into your world. But now that I've shown you how to put a schematic into your world, you want to go up here and press this button. Now it'll set up CutClean, it'll set up all the scoreboard objectives like it did before. Redstone block will be there. Now we can just hop down here, and if you're wondering what these invisible blocks are, these are actually barriers, and you can only see them if you're actually holding a barrier yourself. And you can actually only see these if you have particles on. If you have particles to minimal, these will actually be blank. So now it's slightly laggy when you hold those two. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I'm going to head back down here and give it a final test. And so if I was to head over here, it might get a little laggy. And I don't think I see any iron, but whatever. We can go ahead and test this out with some ore like we did before. So I want to put that in slot 1, slot 2. And now I want to get a pickaxe. And I also want to get a sword. And I also want to get some gravel. The other thing it does is it gives you all the cooked animals, cooked meat, and now it's lagging right now, but you see I got 2 from that guy, and sometimes it's not 100%, like sometimes if they bunch together too quick before the command blocks have time to do it, sometimes it'll only give you 1 when it should have given you 2, but that's rare. As you can see, it's giving me 2 when it's supposed to almost every time. I'd say it's about 90% accurate with the food, but it's 100% accurate with the ores. Now as you can see, if I go to iron ore, I need to probably help if I'm in survival mode. That might help. So yeah, break this, you get an ingot, and you also get XP. Now I may also make a schematic of this with the super laggy version that makes it so it's less of a delay in between breaking it and you seeing the ingot, but I think it's about the same between breaking it and picking it up. And now also with gravel, you get flint every single time, which is another aspect that I like of it. Now, I could make it so that clay gives you bricks and XP, but, you know, some people actually need clay for stuff, depending on what it is, and you don't really need gravel for anything, and it's just really nice to have. And if you get gravel, naturally, it won't turn back into, I mean, if you break one and you get flint naturally, that works too, nothing goes wrong. And so, that's basically the CutClean, you could say, plugin for vanilla, using MCEdit schematics, and just to prove that it works when you're really far away or in the nether, I'm going to set block relative to where I am, portal, and now I'm going into the nether. Alright, here we are in one of the worst nether spawns ever. Oh yeah, and I also made a resource pack that makes it so fire doesn't get in your face. Well, I adapted one that I found online, but anyway, As you can see, even if I am in the nether, it might be a little bit laggy, I still get the ingot and it still works, even though most of the overworld chunks are not loaded whatsoever. Although it's a little bit laggy at first when you first load up the nether, but other than that, it's pretty good. Now, of course, there's nothing CutClean about quartz, so that's all default. And also, another thing is, if I was to go into creative mode and come out of my portal. Alright, so now that I'm out, let me show you. Let me go ahead and teleport 200 blocks in the air again and come over here. Now, the thing is, you can disable any one of these. Say you don't want it so that it gives you flint every time, you can go ahead and break this repeater, and now it will not do flint anymore. And I labeled all of these just so you would have the ability to do that. And if you don't want rabbits dropping cooked rabbit, you can go ahead and break that one. And basically all of that. And if you don't want, automatically smelted iron and gold, so that's iron redstone, that's the gold redstone, all of that. But now I'm going to go into how it works. And so if all you want to do is just use this for yourself, you probably are going to stop watching the video now. But all of you that want to know how the command blocks actually work, here it is. This is how it all works. Now, how it works is when you first press this button, it'll say setting up CutClean, and it'll also get rid of command block output just so it doesn't spam the chat with command block output, because if I had command block output false, it would spam the chat with so many command output success things. It would be crazy. But first, it adds all the scoreboard objectives, and this one's called iron, and it's a dummy objective. Gold, it's a dummy objective. Basically what a dummy objective is, it's just something that you can count with. So it makes it different from all the others. I need a separate scoreboard for each and every one of these. So basically I make a dummy for pork, dummy for chicken, dummy for beef, dummy for mutton, dummy for flint, dummy for rabbit, and then set up complete, play sound note.playing, and so yeah, and it also sets this block over here to a redstone block to start the clock, because another thing about schematics is if you import it with a clock already running, the clock will freeze and it will not work. So you have to restart a clock anytime you import something using MCEdit. So that's what you have to do. Now what this does is using the gold dummy objective, which you saw over there, what this will do is it will set any entity that is a gold ore. So if there's a gold ore in the world, it'll give that gold ore a score of 1 for the gold dummy objective. Alright, you get that? Alright, so, and then what this one does is, it's a pretty big command. This will be having any entity that has the gold score. Remember, we gave the entity the gold score here, and now that gold ore will now summon a gold ingot. Alright, so the gold ore will summon an item slightly below so it doesn't glitch up or anything. It'll summon, all this NBT is necessary for, well, not all of it, most of it is necessary. And it'll summon a gold ingot. As you can see right there, it'll have 1 gold ingot and it'll have damage of 0. Now, and pickup delay is 10. And this one also works the same, but instead of summoning an ingot, it summons an XP orb that you can pick up. And then what this one does is it just kills the gold ore itself. So yeah, the gold ore gets a scoreboard objective added to it, and then that gold ore summons an XP, and then it also summons a gold ingot, and then the gold ore kills itself in very quick fashion. And just like from here to there, it's like boom. It's like what is it, 6 ticks, I think? Yeah, 6 ticks for the whole process to happen. And it works, and that's the same thing for all of us. Basically, this is exactly mirrored on this side, except it's changed to gold, gold, iron, iron, and it summons an XP orb with a value of 1, and over here it summons an XP orb with a value of 2. So you get twice as much XP for gold, and you don't get XP from all the animals because animals already drop XP as it is, and it's the same thing. It just basically sets any pork, it sets any entity, any item, this sets any item entity that is a pork chop and gives it a score of pork that is equal to 1, as you can see right there. And then it executes at the pork chop and summons a cooked pork chop, and then the raw pork chop deletes itself. A relatively simple concept. I hope you all got that, and that's basically how this works. And right now, I'll give you a sneak peek. I'm working this into a rather big project of mine. It is quite the project that I'm starting to work on here. yeah, I imported the CutClean just like normal, just like you did on your world, or you may do on your world. Now this is going to be a UHC import. Now this will be a very big schematic that I will import, and it's almost done. And basically what it is that you can get a book like this, and basically it's just a UHC, so you and your friends can play UHC. You can import this on a world, click a few levers, and then you'll have UHC ready to go. And I don't know why I can't open this book. Can I open this book, please? I don't know why I can't open this book. That's kind of weird. But anyway, so yeah, you'll be able to have CutClean off or CutClean on. You'll be able to friendly fire off teams or FFA, nether enabled or nether disabled, gas drop tiers, gas drop gold ingots, get a book when you join on or off, be able to have glowstone, so tier 2 potions. You'll be able to have it daylight cycle or eternal daytime, spectating after the game, or spectating when you die, starter food, easy, normal, or hard difficulty, and you can make it so when you get a kill, you get a golden apple, and that's basically most of the settings. And I think this is going to be, oh yeah, now this is working, it must have been lagging, but yeah, right now the clocks are not on. Let me go ahead and enable the one clock that there is, so you can see if I click red, it'll say you join team red, you join team gold, you join team white, you join team cyan, all this really cool stuff. And I'll have a complete video on how I did this in the future, along with a final schematic, but this is still under beta testing right now. This is quite the test going on. There's quite a few armor stands that I'm using for this project, and as you can see, there's armor stands here, armor stands there, invisible armor stands to execute whatever you need to do. I'm probably gonna move this armor stand up because it kind of gets in the way. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode of Minecraft Redstone projects. And if I go ahead and kill myself, lightning will strike above me as sort of a death lightning feature. Now let me go to game mode 2. See, there's bugs like that. It was supposed to put me into game mode 2 when I died, but it didn't. Just a few bugs in this. I'm working on it. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Hope you will be using my CutClean, you could say vanilla plugin in the future. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody. Woo! Oh yeah.